Suzee Miller with Feng Shui Paradigms, and I'm here with two clients today. And I want to introduce Red. Come on, Red. This lovely gentleman, his name is Red. Your real first name is Arnold, is it? Darwin. We call him Red. He's here on the mountain with us, and he wanted to bless his son with a Feng Shui consultation for his office. So we're going to meet his son here, David Arnold, and David, what type of work do you do, David?
I'm a cameraman.
A cameraman, and it's an unusual field of camera work. Can you share what?
Yeah, I work in aircraft.
In aircraft?
Helicopters and airplanes.
So you're doing aerial photography?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which I understand all over the world. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which is very, very exciting. So this Feng Shui consultation, Red, I want to thank you for gifting your son this today. And
thanks, Dad.
Yeah. So we're here, and I'm explaining what the principles are behind Feng Shui. This is a classical compass called a Lopon compass. It has many, many layers. So Feng Shui is many things, Red. It's called the power of placement, where we move furniture to create spatial harmony and balance, which I know is what you would like to achieve in your office. So it's also an earth art, an earth science, and when we get into the math science part of it, which is quantum physics, we use a Lopon compass, or any compass would actually work. And what we're doing is we're measuring the unseen or the invisible forces of energy that are present in a property. It could be a room, it could be a home, it could be an office that we can't see with our visible eye, but it's much like wind. You know, we can't see wind, but we can see the evidence of wind. So it's like gravity. We can't discount gravity, right? Or we wouldn't be standing here. We'd be floating on the ceiling. So what we're going to do today is measure the unseen energy as well as the visible. Okay, so this is an ancient compass called a Lopon compass. And what we're trying to do is to align this needle between the two red dots. All right? And then that will give us, the red dots are actually north. So one represents north. So this property sits northeast, faces southwest. I know this is all in Chinese to you, so it's a little bit difficult for you to read. So I'll bring it down to a more simplistic level. Here again, the white feathers on this one will actually indicate where north is. So this is north. So your house sits northeast 2, faces southwest 1. And because it was built in the year 1925, the math calculation on that is what we call Wang Shang Wang Shui. So when you bought this house, nothing but good fortune happened to you. But what I was referring to when I said this house is a house of good fortune, I was referring to how this house sits, the orientation of it on the lot, okay, and what the compass degrees are and the year of construction. And that is telling me what the unseen or invisible forces are within here. And what we call in Feng Shui invisible forces would be qi, or qi, energy. And every culture has it. You know, the Asians have it, Ankh, the Greeks have it. So we have it in almost every religion. So that's what I wanted to share a little bit about what classical Feng Shui is, or Feng Shui is, because I know, Red, you've been real excited to learn about this. And I have to tell you, if you face the camera here, I want to thank you personally, because you brought to my attention so many things that even on my own website doesn't bring enough clarity to somebody that visits it as to what is Feng Shui, what are the benefits of Feng Shui. And because of you, Red, I'm making changes. Okay, so thank you so much. You need a hug? Okay, great. All right. And so we will start to Feng Shui with your office, if that works out for you. Okay? Okay, thank you. And thank you very much. So every human being comes into the world with 4 empowering directions and 4 disempowering directions. So in an office, what we like to do is to place the occupant in at least 2 out of 4 of their best directions. At worst case, 1. What we have going on here at your desk when we turn our back is this house sits northeast, so this is straight ahead northeast, and you have 2 good directions here. We can keep the desk where it's at, so you have north on an angle. This is north, northeast, and then we have east. So you are the element, I asked for your birth date earlier, right? You're the element water, and your four best directions, your very best direction for business, for you to be able to do anything in a third less time is north, with your eyes facing north. So your north is straight here in this diagonal corner. So for starters, what I'd like you to do is just to angle your monitor screen so that it's diagonal north.
Okay.
Okay, you can also go east. If you get too much glare on your screen, we can put it east.
Okay.
So you do have 2 out of 4. So your best directions are going to be north, south, east, and southeast. So north, south, east, and southeast are your 4. So you are working with your back to the door, which typically we don't like to see, but if it gives you your best directions, I say go for your best directions anytime.
Okay.
All right? So the other option that I can give you is to put you right here with your back, and I know you're going to read some books and they're going to say don't ever sit with your back to a window. If it provides you with your best directions, I say there are always exceptions to the rule. So if we put you here, you would be able, the reason I want you to kind of like entertain this is, one, you get the beauty of your fireplace, and I can still give you north. Now, you're not going to get 2 out of 4. You're only going to get 1, because we have north, northwest, and west. But I would like you to come stand here with me for a second. He's right here. And maybe even sit on the sofa and tell me how you feel if you could work and take a look out the view and see about, 20 miles out that way, and enjoy the fireplace.
I love it.
And have your desk here rather than your back. Because there's a tendency when you work with your back to a door for things to pile up on you, or you not to be able to get ahead. And I'm looking at a desk full of things on the floor and above. It tells me that at times you're overwhelmed, like you might be in and out fast and you don't ever get to get caught up. But if I put you here, where you can now, we're opening up your world to the house that you love. We give you a fireplace during the wintertime that snaps and cracks and pops. And you have this magnificent view. You actually have a view out every window, don't you? Would that feel comfortable to you?
Sure.
Okay, versus sitting here, does it feel a lot different?
Yeah.
You want to come back here for a minute and just tell me how you feel?
Okay.
So now, everything that you love is behind you. Feels a lot different, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Yeah. So my suggestion is we can make this a lovely library. Mm-hmm. You can maybe leave this if you want. But if you wanted to take this down, I would build a wall-to-wall library of books that you love, and special items that you maybe love, and make it warm and inviting. And put you in a great location where you can totally enjoy your most favorite room in the house. How does that sound?
Sure. Yeah, the books can go anywhere.
So let's take these into the other room and then we'll get going on
Good.
stuff. Okay.
So everything you see here is just the contents of my desk.
Wow. Just saying.
And a lot of this...
Okay, guys, we're at phase 2, right? Phase 1 was when we got here and what we had. If you recall, we had a bookshelf there, a huge one, and a desk with loads of stuff on it and underneath it. We've cleared the decks, and now over here we left the sofa. And what we've decided, this is just phase 2 right now, but this opens up for Dave a whole world. If he sits in this direction, looking at actually his A+ direction, which is north, and then he gets the magnificence of this old 1925 fireplace to look at while he's working. Above that, we decided, made the suggestion of putting a flat screen, which would be both a television and a computer screen, monitor screen for him. Because his goal was to open this room up to having at least 10, 12 visitors at a time gather around a wonderful fireplace. And it's a warm room because it brings in east light, southwest light. It's really a very bright room. I mean, it's a wonderful room. So I'm real proud of you for, this was like a huge leap of faith. So this is phase 2. The next phase is we're thinking about bringing in a nice sofa here, keeping this sofa, having the option to work from this sofa here with the keyboard, with a flat screen above the fireplace. And we also did leave one small desk over here in the corner, which will give you a shot of that pretty soon. And now he can decorate. And this room, would you say, gosh, it went like 3 or 4 times in size, didn't it?
Yeah.
Moving that stuff.
Yeah, it was before. If you can imagine an entire executive office and complete with furniture, file cabinets, giant desks,
Right.
Was just literally stuffed into this small room. And as soon as we've only taken half of that stuff out, and the room has doubled in size.
Yeah, it's really fantastic. Your dream is going to become a reality. I really see this as the focal point for your company and for yourself. And it's going to bring you that balance and joy that you were looking for. Love, you mentioned love, which is great. To share with friends and family and your son. So what we did leave was one filing cabinet, which we will deal with. So we're going to bring you back to see different stages in the process. And so right now you're looking at it in its emptiness, if you will. But chi, energy now, can gather and meander. And it's going to take about 30 days for energy to slow down. And just to give the viewers an idea of what we took out of this room, and what did it take us, less than an hour?
Well,
3 of us working?
I can only imagine you're the only world-class Feng Shui expert that would take the time and bring an assistant to help us move everything out the way you did.
Yeah, well, I am proactive, and I really think it makes the difference, because you were telling me that you hope to get the room together in 1 year, so now we're down to 1 month, right?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to come back and check you out on this.
Real estate, if you can show it to people who have got, up here got the high-end people, you show them, hey, this is Feng Shui science, or how the way it works. This house fits in that pattern.
Right.
You certainly got it. You've upgraded the house.
Right.
This house is upgraded right now by what you've done. If David will take that, he'll keep this YouTube thing, and in the future, 10 years from today, if he goes to sell it, there's a selling point. Hey, this is on YouTube. This is the Feng Shui expert saying this house fits that pattern,
Yes.
and that's another plus for the house when you go to sell it.
Right. And you know that 90% of the business that I do is with realtors and broker owners of franchise companies and architects and builders.
I can understand. Because right now, if somebody came and bought this house, and especially the Oriental, I talked to Harry Bradley about it, and Harry Bradley said, I asked him, how does he like it? Harry Bradley said, my wife, she's Oriental. She loves it. It's for her.
Right.
Because he's high IQ, and he thinks it's really good. But the fact that you got the high-end people into it,
Right.
and from the real estate point, I would, does anybody come to you as a customer, say, I'm up here shopping for a house, I want to make sure I get something that's Feng Shui right before I waste my time walking into it. Does anybody ever come to
I
that?
just did that yesterday.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, to give the final okay on a property for JJ and Halen. So,
I mean, even before, I'm surprised they don't come to you before. Right now, if the person understands Feng Shui and what it does, they might just come to you and say, how would I Feng Shui the house, or how would I pick out properties Feng Shui correctly so I don't waste my time?
Okay.
If I believe in that, and obviously with Donald Trump,
Right.
you got an ace in the hole there.
Yeah. Well, it so happens that this week I Feng Shuied 2 people by phone, one gal from Chicago, one gal from New York. The gal from Chicago was deciding between 2 condos, which of the 2 would be best for her. And we did a consultation, and the New York client was about a commercial property.
How do you do it without the compass?
Well, I have them take a compass degree reading.
Okay.
All right? And then they send me a floor plan of, in this case, the gal from Chicago had to send me 2 floor plans. When it's a condominium, for example, I have to have a reading of the building itself, then the 2 units, the front facing of the 2 units. So she sent me 2 floor plans, 2 compass readings of both units, and then the building's reading. And the building told me it was a building good for people. The unit she bought was a building good for money. And but the unseen energy, the heart, and I didn't mention to your son Dave, but I will, the heart on this property is a 7-1 heart, which means all about major career advancement. So when we get into this, you're going to find out there are 216 different energy patterns that can fall into the heart of a property or to the other 8 gua areas of a property. And those numbers or combinations of stars, what we call stars, will dictate whether it will support you or deplete your energy over years. And so to answer your question, I do a lot of yay-nay consultations, and I do it globally. I do it by Skype, I do it by phone, and I do it on site. So yeah, it's very important. The ideal time is prior to purchasing a property would be the best time to consult. But I'm going to say that 80% of the people that do consult after they have purchased a property, they're either having problems or, like your son, just wants to enhance the ambience, the beauty, the balance, the peace, the harmony, and joy, and create just, more flow and more grace, harmony, and beauty. So, but yes, I do a lot of real estate work.
A home channel, just the other night, I saw an Oriental woman on there. She was hunting for a house on the home channel, on the gable, and she had to have a feng shui right.
Right.
And that's the show you ought to get on, just to explain it. Just explain it.
Yeah, well, I tell you
what. Because nobody knows. I didn't have, even then, I don't know, but she knew, because she's Oriental.
Right.
She and her husband, she was make sure she got a house that's feng shui correctly.
Right.
And what happened, they were looking there for a house, and they found one that they felt was right, but the stair place was in the wrong place. So she was saying, well, if we're going to buy this, we're just going to put money into it to remodel it.
Oh, yes.
So the doorway is not where the staircase is, whatever that means.
Right, in alignment with the staircase. Yeah. But I have to tell you an interesting thing, Red, is that 90% of the people today that do feng shui are not Asian. The Chinese brought feng shui or feng shui to the Western world, but now the Western world's taking it to another level. Because, interesting enough, in the Asian, and it was a feng shui master that I studied under, Master Larry Sang, that said that the Chinese brought feng shui to America, but the Americans are going to take it to the next level. And because in China, or in any of the other Asian cultures, typically, they never question the feng shui master. If he says, put metal here, water there, fire here, boom, they do it. They don't question it because they believe in it. But in our Western culture, we have been taught to ask questions. So they want to, like you've asked me 101 questions prior to today about feng shui. And because of that, it's made us become more of an educator and to empower people by sharing the education. So all good questions.
And something with your background with Deepak Chopra, you need to somehow, if he allows you, include that into the thing, so they know your expertise is at that level.
Yeah.
You're not just huckling something for profit. You actually have got the credentials. Because Deepak Chopra, but you put his name on your list, that's totally unbelievably impressive.
Yeah.
That totally qualifies you at the higher level. I mean, I saw that. Just immediately I knew that put you at the higher level.
Well, I got you to get me here to do your son's house. That's the most important thing.
Okay.
Thanks. All right. Thank you.